You are watching the YouTube channel of Mudit, who happens to be the soul inside of this wonderful seat. That is what is wonderful about this situation. I am going to do a video right now on 3 obstacles I encounter in most stand-up comedy open mics. An open mic is the most beginner-friendly, accessible tier for new stand-up comedians, as well as old and or experienced comedians working out new material or polishing old material. That is sort of the loose connotative social definition of an open mic. Here are 3 obstacles. The first obstacle is the audience calibration. That is not a real term, I just made it up, but what I mean to say is that impressing the people that are watching you at a comedy open mic tends to be very different from impressing the people at a show. The people at a show are regular people. The people at a comedy open mic are fellow comedians either waiting to go up or are too jaded to leave and are just sitting in their seats. That tends to equate to 2 very different senses of humor. I feel like when I do well at comedy open mics, yeah, it feels good and gratifying, but I feel like I just accomplished being a comedian's comedian as opposed to a people's comedian. It's too different of a goal, and I wonder if that presents an opportunity cost for working on more layman-friendly material and other means. In the perfect world, I would just punch up the number of shows I'm doing. I didn't have to say punch up. I would just increase the number of shows I'm doing. That's sort of the workaround, and ideally these shows would have regular people, layman, non-comedian audience. The second obstacle I often encounter in open mics is the negative energy. They tend to be very cynical. They're not always the most supportive environments. I also say they're not necessarily obligated to be supportive environments, but I can't help but feel that mixed arts open mics, which are open mics welcoming musicians, poets, spoken word folks, in addition to comedians, they tend to be more ubiquitously supportive of the performers getting on stage. That's just not the case for stand-up open mics. Not entirely sure why, but it's sort of a known phenomenon. The third obstacle for this video, for the sake of doing everything in groups of 3s, is loss of energy, the loss of time, the loss of money, the loss of resources that may not be justified based on what you get from doing an open mic. I feel like with the advent of Zoom open mics, which I'm a fan of, because you're not losing any of those things, at least to the same magnitude, with Zoom open mics. Now that Zoom exists, regular open mics kind of don't seem justified for having to work out bits IRL in real life. Like, do them, you might as well take those risks at shows. Just go for it. Take the leap at a show. I would take the risk at a show. I know a lot of people wouldn't, but that is my video on obstacles and open mics. I wish I was more attractive, but that's a different story. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you.